I'm very much on the fence with how I feel about Death to Smoochy. I watched this because I love Robin Williams, but it's also got a great cast, great director, interesting premise, but I think the execution is just not as good as it could be, so I think that's maybe why I'm teetering between thinking it's great and just alright. It was released in 2002, directed by Danny DeVito, and written by Adam Resnick, and stars, alongside others, Robin Williams, Edward Norton, Catherine Keener, and Danny DeVito. We also have Pam Ferris, which is pretty exciting. And the premise from IMDb reads as follows. A kids show host, Rainbow Randolph, is fired in disgrace while his replacement, Sheldon Mopes, aka Smoochy the Rhino, finds himself a rising star. Unfortunately for Sheldon, the business of kids television isn't all child's play. The whole Smoochy, this big pink rhino who I feel very much is like an ice skating version of Barney the dinosaur, is becoming quite a children's icon. But there are trials and issues with children's entertainment, and certain things go terribly wrong. And there's some rivalry, and Smoochy may not be victorious at the end, or maybe he will survive and get through the trouble and, continue to be this big success. The title's called Death to Smoochy, but maybe that's ironic, maybe it's literal. Maybe literal is not the right word. It's not 100% clear where it's going, but to be honest, it's not the kind of film you watch where you're racing towards a great ending, where you need, some kind of closure or satisfaction. It's purely about the entertainment factor. It's a comedy drama, and it is quite funny, but I think it's a little bit ludicrous and a little bit over the top. But that kind of works because this children's entertainment world is slowly turning Smoochy, Sheldon, a little bit bonkers, and just when one thing happens, something even more ridiculous happens in the next scene, and it just snowballs from there. It is good fun, but it is chaos. I like the ice skating element. I think that gives it another dimension, rather than just having Smoochy, on a stage. I think it makes it a little bit more interesting, a little bit more exciting, a little bit more racing, that's not the word, a little bit more kind of, I don't know what word I was looking for there. But fast-paced is what I'm trying to say. It's great fun, but I just think there are times when the narrative's maybe a bit too slow, or it just doesn't propel forward enough in a way that's really exciting, maybe gets a little bit repetitive. It doesn't hold my attention 100% all of the time, but when it does, it's really good. And I think that works really well. If there wasn't any ice skating in it, maybe I wouldn't have liked it quite so much, because I did personally kind of like that aspect of it. So for the most part, I like this film. It is ludicrous. It doesn't take itself seriously. It's very well, it's very well directed. The narrative, when it works, is good. It's a nice premise. The acting's great. The costume's fantastic. So it takes itself seriously in that sense, but it's also a film where it knows that it can have fun with itself. It was actually nominated for two very interesting and almost contrasting awards. It was nominated for the Most Underrated Movie of the Year award at the Golden Schmoes, but it was also nominated for the Worst Supporting Actor Razzie for Robin Williams, which just proves to me the Razzies are just not to be taken seriously ever, because Robin Williams was, of course, great. It's a nice film. It's a fun film. Don't take it too seriously. It's artistically beautiful. In terms of the narrative being gripping and thrilling and nail-biting, no, that's not what you're going to get with this. But as a fun, silly, slightly ludicrous comedy, Death to Smoochy hits that nail on the head.